So if you find yourself with limited time, whether it be work, family, or even studies, this video is definitely for you. Even with a jam-packed schedule, it is still possible to climb the global ranking leaderboards. First stop, the leaderboards, whether it's the daily races or the online time trial lap time challenges. Obviously, this is where the big boys hang out. I used exactly the same technique that I'll be showing you now, and see how I got a top 100 time in less than 60 minutes. Stick around because there's one or two things you might not have known before. So we all should know step number 1. That is obviously to see which cars are occupying the top 10. Perfect. And we don't always have time. Come back to the leaderboards because you don't have access to the replay while you are doing time trials. So what I'm going to show you next is very, very important, especially if your schedule is as tight as you say. It is incredibly important that you listen to the following 3 steps. Number 1, do not skip forward or backward in the replay. Simply do the following. Go to the camera or the view that you use. I use the dash cam, as you can see here, and make sure your dials are on. Let it run. Don't do anything yet. Do not skip forward, do not skip backward or anything. The reason being is that you want the sector times. Remember, you can't go back. We don't have a lot of time every time to go back and go look at sector times. And the only way it can record is if you do run the lap time without hesitation. 23.7 is his first split. This is the following split, 53.2. That is what you would need later on. So make sure again that you have not skipped forward or anything of the sorts. I'm gonna just keep quiet again for now so that I can forward this part because we don't have time. We are approaching the end with a 24.2 from Mr. Serrano himself, a World Tour driver. Perfect. What you do next is crucial. Then open up your sharing parts, then save recent gameplay and save the last 3 minutes, both on PS4 or 5. This would work. Again, do not skip forward or backwards because once you do that, the sector times will not point and pause like that for a second or two for you to see and analyze that at a later stage. Now, after all of that and you've saved the replay for you to access quick and easy every time, go and do 5 to 10 laps of your own pace before analyzing any of the laps as much as you need to. Do 4 or 5 laps just to get your own rhythm, your own feel for the car or the track combo, and this would make you better. After those 4 or 5 laps, you'll see you'll start spinning a little bit. You're not perfect 100%, but you've gained some time or dropped, as you can see I did here, from the 130s to the 26s. And that is what you want, just a little feel. Once I've completed my little warm-up or getting the feel for it laps, I like to go back to the media gallery where I've saved this lap, obviously. Let me quickly run down to the place here, and then I can quickly go through the lap again after it's been downloaded and check the lap again. Have a look at the sector times, how he takes his corners. I'm not going to go through the whole lap as again we don't have time. What I also like to do is obviously just watch a quick lap guide. Usually 1 or 2 guys I like to watch is Digit Gaming as well as Key 25. Alright, so after watching the lap guide and the replay which we saved in our gallery, go do another 5 to 10 laps. Now that you've got a little bit more of insight or knowledge, again you'll start pushing the limits, and even if you make mistakes, that is okay. Look at those times, it's gone down from 26s to 25s, and this is where the final step kicks in. Now the final step is to bring the bad boys on track. The big boys can show you how. Go to car settings, make sure you're on the correct tires, and then secondly, go to your ghost settings. Very important. Keep your best ghost off, display the loaded ghost, reset ghost position always to on, make sure the offset's on 0. Yes, it might be confusing if the car is within you, that is fine. Reset ghost position, very important. It resets the ghost every time at every sector so it doesn't run too far ahead of you and mean absolutely nothing. Once you've done that and you don't want the ghost to become a nuisance later when you do perfect laps, go to options, make sure you go to controllers, get your controller selection out, and make sure you program the show and hide ghost option. This is incredibly important, make sure you do this, and also put it on a button that is not going to hinder you in between sectors, corners and twisty turns. And now it's time to bring in the cavalry. It's time to go load these lap times. There we go, loading the replay, and now the loader ghost which you've set up is already there. Just remember, you will not be warm, you might be a little bit skipped. Start the lap out, and just know the first few laps the ghost is going to be inside you. Do not worry about that, you're going to get confused, you are going to spin out. If it's in you, you miss a corner, that's fine. Know where you are losing is under braking or under throttle. So as you can see, it's on my outside. I'll start braking now. Oh, see, it's releasing the brakes a little faster. Tighter line. Earlier on the throttle than me. Again, that's okay. Do not worry about chasing it. Take information and data. Remember, you don't have a lot of time, so you need to take it as much as you can. But what happens? I'm messing about here now, so I'm talking too much nonsense. That's fine. Again, even here, it's going to be confusing, but you'll pick up information. He's got a tighter line. He's out on the throttle earlier. That's where he goes a little bit wider than we do. He brakes there. He turns in a little bit later than what I used to do. Data is taken. He goes up very wide there. Yes, you're not going to get close to your optimum lap times. It's all about soaking up information. Do it for about 4 or 5 laps. We can see what happens. I broke too late. Look at his ghost way there. That's total line. That's information I've taken. Do that for about 4 or 5 laps and see the difference. Then you start with the following tip. Alright, so now that you've got everything a little bit dialed in, now it's time that you can start toggling him on and off with the setting we did earlier. On, off. So let him not confuse you. I already know I went deep there. Now you can check where he is. Switch him on, switch him off into the next corners, otherwise it will confuse you. Switch him on again. Switch him off here, he's going to confuse you. And you can do that until your lap time has improved. There he is now. Take him away again. Remember to do it where the button is not disturbing you. Check him out here. On the straight, there he is now. Again, so now you're able to do that without him hindering or disturbing you. Do this every time. Trust me, you'll definitely improve. There we have it, boys. How to do it in less than 16 seconds. You are able to improve your times. Happy racing and keep up with that busy schedule. Dino out. So no more excuses saying, oh, I don't have time. There you have it. A shortcut or a hack to improve your times. Good luck and go kick some ass.